Salut. This is the Crypto Kid podcast. In today's headlines, Russia approves Bitcoin taxation law. Happy Black Friday, everybody here in the United States. It is Black Friday. It is the surge of the Christmas shopping season. And so online Black Friday deals through Best Buy, Amazon, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, everybody has a deal. So this is a great time. Hopefully you enjoyed your Thanksgiving here in the United States. I know I did. I actually had some Indian food for someone in the house is laughing, but I had Indian food being a vegetarian. So I'm going to make Thanksgiving what I want it to be. I don't need to have any turkey. I have not had turkey in, like 27 years, 28 years. So it has been a long time since I tasted turkey, and I'm not missing it. But nevertheless, everybody, let's get this party started. Russia, with a surprise move, is approving Russia hasn't figured out what they're going to do as far as Bitcoin. But now the Russian the Russian parliament has determined, just like the UK, that Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency, is property. I'm not sure how they classify. I don't know how they came to the conclusion that a digital currency is property. So everybody knows that digital currency is categorized the same as fiat currency. The difference between fiat currency needs to be backed by something that is valuable, and traditionally it's always been precious metals. Now, if you go back to Egypt, the Egyptians had their own gold coins with the pharaoh on it. And if you want to pick up some of those up, I don't know how Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas, actually we do. They drilled through different vaults in the Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, and they've taken all the gold out of each. That's the reason why they're actually in the pyramid. They're not doing any archaeology. They're digging up my ancestors' graves so they can gain access to gold and any other precious jewels that were left there, which is abominable. It would be the equivalent of going to the Arlington Cemetery and looting the graves of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. Anybody of wealth that decided to have something buried with them, well, there's people that will show up at night with shovels, or better yet, a backhoe, and then just dig up your coffin, take your jewels, and then they could say, hey, this is archaeology. You see how that argument works? All right. Anyway, right here in the United States, we are in a very positive sentiment. We're deep into Q4. I know I am, I'm promoting a lot of items on TikTok, and, you should check out my TikTok shop. Just go to Crypto Kid TV on TikTok and check me out there. I have these headphones for sale on my TikTok shop, as well as some other items that are like to make selfies with your iPhone or Android. Look, if you're going to be in this game, just like I'm learning, you need a variety. You need to pick up, if you have an iPhone 12 or higher, pick up that magnetic tripod. There's another one by Eucos, EUCOS, and that will hold your iPhone and Android as well. You also need to get a professional microphone for yourself. I learned that, so I just ordered me a lavalier around the neck cordless microphone. And then also you need lighting. I know I'm still working on how to perfect my lighting to make sure my webcam is functioning properly. Also, for an iPhone or Android, if you want to make some good captivating video footage or photos, you need proper lighting. I know I just made a promo video for the GoPro Hero 12, and I noticed that my face was a little darkened. So that means I'm going to need to make another video for that. And, but you learn and you improve. Also, I just ordered a professional podcaster microphone with a control board. So in the upcoming videos over the next couple of weeks, you'll see me begin to introduce those items. But those are not necessary items to start your podcast. If you are looking for Bitcoin education, go to plumberuniversity.com/Bitcoin University and get started today. This podcast is for all of you and crypto enthusiasts out there that are 18 to 50 that are looking for ways to build your nest egg and build some wealth. So let's see. The last time I checked the price of Bitcoin, it was trading at above 97,000 US dollars. Let's see where it is. Let's refresh the screen here. Bitcoin is trading at 97,344 US dollars. It is up 1,687 US dollars. Let's find out where Ethereum is. Ethereum has been able to hold on to its gains. It's up $2.54 to the price of $3,581 US dollars. And let's go back to headline news. This occurred the day before. This occurred on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. The Russian government has approved a federal bill for new taxes on cryptocurrency transactions, approved by the country's upper house of parliament, the Federal Council, on November 27. The law imposes between 13 to 15% personal income tax on cryptocurrency sale. The bill recognizes digital currency as property. So that makes sense, but here's the problem for Russian citizens. Now the Russian government is beginning to behave like the United States government. And remember, a federal income tax was imposed on us in 1868 after the Civil War ended. And it was the Bureau of Income Tax. Okay, so the Bureau of Income Tax was formed in order to impose a federal tax from 1868 to 1878 for 10 years to pay off the debt for the American Civil War. However, all the way up until, I believe, 1892, the U.S. federal government continued to impose federal income taxes. And then the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that federal income tax was unconstitutional. And I believe in 1913 or 1918, let's get it right here. Let's come up with beginning of internal Okay, so let's get this accuracy, because now I'm just talking and I want to be accurate to help you guys out. Okay, so let's go here. I think I need to go to Wikipedia. Yes, Wikipedia. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's go here for all of you. Yep, I was right. 1913. So I was off on the dates, though. In 1862, the Bureau of Internal Revenue was created. And in 1913, the 16th Amendment was ratified, authorizing Congress to impose a tax on income and leading to the creation of the Bureau of Internal Revenue. In 1953, under President Harry S. Truman, the Internal Revenue Service was created, and the Bureau of Internal Revenue was revamped. The problem with this and having a federal income tax is that what has been the result of having a federal income tax is that Congress can use the money, the revenue derived from the tax for whatever purpose they want. Now, initially, the Bureau of Internal Revenue was formed in 1862 to only last 10 years to 1872. And that was for the purpose of paying off the debt from war. Once we have 1913, the Bureau of Internal Revenue, and then the Internal Revenue Act was ratified in 1913, giving Congress the right to tax federal income. Within 4 years, we were into World War I. And then again, we were in the World War II. From there, we were in the Korean War, the Philippines War, the Vietnam War. Then we come all the way forward to today, to the war with Afghanistan and Iraq. And what has happened is that Congress has turned into a military industrial complex where it is declaring war every 20 years, and the wars are lasting 15 to 20 years. So if you look at since 1913, we've had World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Philippines War, the Vietnam War, war with Iraq and Afghanistan. We've had the Gulf War. So now, by having the IRS, Congress has turned into a warmongering machine. And the whole purpose now of taxing citizens at the federal level is just to perpetuate wars, to give money to Israel so they can continue to fight wars in the Middle East, to give money to the Ukraine. And then we come to find out that members of Congress have a lot of military weaponry stock, as well as pharmaceutical stock. So this is the reason why I believe we need to get rid of federal income taxes. We need to Donald Trump needs to completely dismantle the Internal Revenue Service. And then that needs to be a project of Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, is to create something else. But we're going to have endless wars, whether it's George W. Bush or his father, Herbert Walker Bush, declaring war, whether it's W. Bush declaring a war and Obama continuing it, and then Donald Trump ending it. And then Congress then turns around and says, let's start another war between the Ukraine and Russia. Well, I'm going to tell you the end result right now of the war in the Ukraine. The war in the Ukraine is going to end with Ukraine being completely absorbed into the Russian country. I'm not going to say empire. I'm going to say into Russia. So Russia is now going to conquer the Ukraine all the way to the Polish border. And then at that point, Russia is going to put tanks, troops, and other weaponry right on the border, right where NATO is in Poland. And that is going to be a warning to Poland. And if Poland makes any aggressive rhetoric, Russia is going to take over Poland and totally conquer Poland. And Germany would be a fool to try to jump in, because Germany cannot deal with Russia. And to think it can rely on the United Kingdom does not have the weaponry to take on Russia. You can take Germany and the UK, and they are not a match for Russia right now in their military. So I encourage anybody in NATO, these countries, whether it's Germany or Poland or France, that's talking this dangerous rhetoric, to tone it down. Because at the end of this, over the next 90 days, by the time Donald Trump takes office, Vladimir Putin is going to be moving towards the Polish border. So I'm helping you guys understand how these global political headlines are going to have an impact on Bitcoin and Ethereum. But cryptocurrency is still going to keep moving forward towards 100,000 US dollars, no matter what. And this is something that was already been determined. And Congress should have never encouraged Zelensky in the Ukraine to go to war with Russia, because now Zelensky is going to have to leave the Ukraine and come be a resident of the United States or the UK. And there's nothing that can be done about that. And this was something that could have been avoided, but for whatever reason, the Biden-Harris administration wanted to perpetuate this war. One of the reasons why Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary, she announced her resignation. And then Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, has announced his resignation. I'm not like sometime this week, we should expect the current DOJ, I'm blanking on his name, Merrick Garland, to announce his resignation. And if Jack Smith was smart, he would announce his resignation within the next 7 days, or that guy's going to be turf walking. Okay, so, these are things that we all need to be aware of as we go deeper into the Q4 season. I'm telling you now, you should expect the Democrats and Biden and Harris to do something unprecedented all the way up to January 6th. So expect something to happen. If Biden is talking this dangerous rhetoric and trying to provoke Vladimir Putin, that's just the tip of the iceberg of what his cabinet is advising him on. And then whoever is advising Biden and his cabinet, all of those people need to be indicted. So I'm just letting you guys know right now, if you work in Joe Biden's cabinet, you should expect to be indicted. And you can continue to propagate this language of war all the way up until January 6th, but you are going to be turf walking. And the fact that the Biden-Harris administration is talking this war rhetoric is letting you know that they're plotting something disastrous in behind the scenes. So between Christmas and New Year, expect for something catastrophic and unprecedented to happen that's going to be perpetuated by the Biden-Harris administration and the Democrats. So, and don't be fazed by it. Don't be shaken by it. Okay. Because it's inevitable. They're not talking that way for no reason. They are plotting something. They intend to do something. But like I said before, until Donald Trump is sworn in on January 20th, there is very little that he can do. So we just need to keep focusing on the positive parts of the current economy. Okay. And with the current economy, what we need to be doing is like positioning yourself for Bitcoin ETFs as well as meme coins. So meme coins and Bitcoin ETFs, that's what I would encourage you to be focused on. World Liberty Financial just received $30 million of cash towards their Bitcoin ETF. It's just that what everybody, meme coins and Bitcoin ETFs seem to be the most popular coins right now. And so don't pass up Dogecoin. Keep your eye on Ethereum. Even if you get in right now with a couple $1,000s into Bitcoin, hey, you're going to make some money. You're not going to be able to purchase an entire Bitcoin, but you're going to make some money. And if you are looking for Bitcoin education, continue to follow this podcast and we will keep you up to date. With that, we're signing out today. This is Black Friday. Most companies go into the black today. That's the reason why they call it Black Friday, because most companies are in the red. They've been losing money the entire year. Can you believe that? From January 1st until today, most company books are showing them in the negative. And that's why they're borrowing money. And that's why the prime interest rate is important. And then on today is the beginning of most companies getting into the black and out of the red. And that's why they call it Black Friday, because today is generally the first day of profits earnings for most companies. So with that, this is the Crypto Kid, Daniel Plummer, signing out. Remember, the future is crypto.